Hello furries, it's me Jake, and today this is going to be part 1 in my new video series, Life Management for Furries. Now this can apply if you're not a furry too, but this video is designed to teach many furries basic life skills and money management skills and money saving skills and whatnot. And this is going to teach furries all these tips they need in life, so they're not going on their Furfinity diaries or journals or whatever they're called and making Patreon accounts because they made easily avoidable mistakes. Thankfully, I'm a furry, and so I can teach you furries how to live your life. So this is going to be part 1 of the series, and it's called How to Save and Manage Money. So let's do this in a very simple manner. Now, the first part of this video is going to show you how to save money, and this is very important. You see, one problem I see with so many furries is that they mismanage their money like crazy. They'll spend all their money on commissions, they'll spend all their money on stuff they see on eBay, they'll spend all their money on other things, and then it hits them like a brick. You gotta pay rent, you gotta pay for your car repairs, cause let's be honest here, furries usually don't have nice cars. And considering how furries, I've noticed, seem to have bad luck with cars, you should always learn what putting money aside is and how to do this. So I'm going to show you a visual example of what this is like. So let's talk about money management for dummies, or well, furries. Putting money in savings. So each nickel is going to represent $100. What you're going to want to do when you get, let's just say this is your Wendy's paycheck or your Walmart or Jimmy John's paycheck. Let's just say this is the money you get in, $400. You're going to want to put $100 of that into savings. And then this you can use for rent. You can use it for gas. You can use it for insurance, car registration, buying the new Nintendo Switch, or whatever. And then this money you're going to put into savings. And then what you're also going to want to do too, so you're not also having to pull out of savings, is you're going to want to take the money you need for stuff like gas, insurance, registration, title, all that, and you're going to want to put that aside. So then this is going to be your free spending money. This is what you spend on your furry commissions, the games for your Nintendo Switch or 3DS, the new Pokemon game, all that. This is going to be that money. This is going to be the money you'll put towards resources, and this is going to be your savings money. Now, why are we going to do this? Well, simple. This is going to be the money you'll live on. This is going to be the money that goes into savings in case something happens, like your parents threaten to kick you out of your house if you're living with them because you came out or something, or your car's transmission destroys itself. This is going to be the money for those cases. So you're having to rely less on other people because of stuff that comes up. You don't want to be seen as a person who's having to beg a lot, because eventually people will tell you, get your fucking shit together already, goddammit, and what'll happen is you'll get less and less money. I've seen this happen too. This is the money that you spend on your Nintendo video games and whatnot. And so, yeah, that's what you're gonna do. You're going to put money aside. This is the very bare minimum. You don't want to be living paycheck to paycheck, and you don't want to be pretending you're poor because you chose to spend all your money on Nintendo video games instead, and Pokemon Androids and furry porn commissions instead of, real life stuff. That always comes first. Now let's talk about medicine and whatnot. Now, lots of medicine can add up, especially supplements. Supplements can cost a lot of money. You go into your local grocery store and you'll see how much supplements can cost. They can cost like maybe 20 to 40 bucks a bottle, and you'll have to get another one every month or so. So the cost of supplements can add up quick. And as you can see, I take a bunch. I take NAC, I take CoQ10, I take B12, zinc, niacin, some other stuff. Take a multivitamin, cod liver oil. I take a few of this stuff. And the thing is, these costs can add up. And that's just one example. I'm not even going into prescription drugs, especially if you don't have health insurance. Because there's a lot of stuff that insurance and whatnot won't easily cover too. So you gotta be prepared for that too. And some of these drugs can be expensive. You could be on Zoloft or other antidepressants. You could be on HRT. You could be on painkillers that the doctor gave you or other stuff because of a car accident and whatnot. You could be on a lot of stuff, and the costs can add up quick, especially if your job doesn't give you health insurance. If your job doesn't give you health insurance, you really gotta be careful, because when medical expenses come up, let's be real here, you're not going to be able to afford them just by selling off your video game collection, okay? That only goes so far. You're going to need a stable source of income. And that's just how it works, people. Same goes with food. You're spending a lot of money. If you're spending a lot of money on like organic food and that adds up quick, and basically you could be in the hole quicker because of all the money you're spending on that stuff. So you'll have to put more money aside for that, or you'll just have to eat stuff that is cheaper. Because let's be real here, if you have so much money, you can only afford to do so much. That's just how the real world works, people. It's not going to all be free. What did you expect that What, did you expect that you'd be getting more than government cheese for free or something? So this right here is my car. It's a Mercury Grand Marquis, and it's one of the more reliable cars you can get, especially when your budget is that of a furry. It's a nice car. Sure, it's big and it's got that grandma stereotype, but it's very, very reliable. Especially because these don't grenade their transmissions like many other cars seem to all the time. Like, you know, the Ford Taurus. Now, under the hood in this car is one of the more reliable engines, the big Ford V8 4.6 engine. And it's a good engine, it runs well, but the problem is, with any car, you gotta do basic maintenance. You gotta check the fluid levels, the oil, the coolant, you gotta power steering fluid if your car's older, brake fluid, all that. You gotta check these fluids, people. You gotta check them, or else your car will have issues, and you don't want issues. And of course the battery too. You also gotta check the battery and that stuff. But speaking of cars, it's always worth it to pop the hood once in a while and check for issues. So for example, I just popped the hood to make this video, just talking about money management in general for furries, and look what I noticed. You see what that is? That's a cracked serpentine belt. You know what happens when the serpentine belt ages too much? It snaps, and you know what happens when that happens? You lose your alternator, you lose the AC, you lose the cooling system, and your car overheats. You lose steering. Isn't that great to have? One belt snapping or failing, and next thing you know, half your car's dead and it starts to cook itself. Well, that's why you gotta do maintenance and inspect your car. Because if I didn't pop my car hood open just to do a video talking about money management for furries, who would have known I would have had to get this belt replaced, which can be about maybe $100 or slightly under that to get done. Who would have known? Now, I did look online, and apparently that serpentine belt isn't gone just yet, but there are cracks there, and it'll eventually get worse, which is why you always have a mechanic look at your car before you waste money on it. You always have them take a look at the car, see what's wrong with it, before you go all in, and next thing you know, stuff starts going wrong. You don't want that, don't you? Exactly. You don't want to spend money on your car, and then have to spend all this other money on repairs afterwards. You don't want to do that. Now let's talk about laptops a little bit, since so many furries want gaming laptops. Now this is the kind of laptop I'd recommend instead of an El Dorito gaming laptop. I've done a little bit of work to this laptop. Mainly I swapped out this little nub with a ThinkPads, but this is an HP EliteBook 8570W, and I love this thing. It's great, okay? It's got a nice, beautiful 1080p screen, and it looks great. It runs games well too. It's got an NVIDIA Quadro K1000M, but you can actually upgrade it so you can do more with that. It's a great laptop, and it's upgradable. This can take 32 gigs of RAM. It's got an Intel Core i7, and it has both Windows and Linux installed on it. I'm currently booted into Windows right now, but it's got a nice keyboard. It actually is a numpad. It's got a 3-button trackpad, something I like because I use all 3 buttons. Screen on it, nice and beautiful 1080p screen. It's great. I like it. But the thing that really sets this laptop apart from the El Dorito gaming laptops is the build quality of it. I mean, see, you're looking at this nice screen, and you got this nice keyboard and all, which is actually spill resistant. And when you shut it, it just clicks like that because this is a metal back, not one of those cheapy plastic backs. It weighs about 8 to 9 pounds, and it says EliteBook Workstation on it, so you know you're getting build quality when you look at this thing. I like this laptop. The second laptop, however, I'd suggest, if let's just say you don't have $300 to $400 this laptop goes for, because this thing goes for $300 to $400. It's fast. It can run some older-ish games, but you can actually upgrade the video card to run newer games. But let's just say a laptop like that isn't your cup of tea. You don't want something big and heavy. You want something small and light for your limp wrists. Well, I've got the laptop for you people. The Lenovo ThinkPad X220. Now this comes in both an ultra portable and a tablet form factor. I'm going to show you a tablet in a second from HP, but this thing I love. This is great if you want something small, portable, if you want to be seen as elite furry hacker, or you've got limp wrists. You see this shit? You see this fucking shit? You got this nice old school Novo keyboard, and you've got a nice screen on here, which like I'm going to show you how good the screen is. Okay, it's not IPS, but it lets you go and let's type in screen fetch. I've got Linux on here instead of Windows. I'd recommend this over Windows if you're not gaming, because it's much better in many other ways, but it's a nice laptop, I tell you. I've got 8 gigs of RAM in here. It doesn't look like it's got 8 gigs, especially when you see that this is small and light. Great if you got limp wrists. See, I'm carrying this thing with one hand, and it's real durable. Okay, there's a video of somebody trying to beat the shit out of one of these, and they can't kill it because it's fucking durable as fuck. They pour water on it. They try putting it in a tub. They opened soda on it, an exploding soda. They spilled coffee on it. They couldn't kill this thing. This thing is durable. I wouldn't try killing it on purpose, but look, it's got metal hinges. This will withstand probably an accident from your sister or something. And then that's not the only thing I've got to show you. Oh no, I've got one more thing, which it's actually cheaper on eBay than the tablet version of the X220, but it's also a good laptop, and it's what I recommend for furry artists. Let's just say you want something like this, but you're a furry artist and you draw furry porn, and you basically want to do stuff. Well, here's a laptop for you. This is the HP 2760p. You can get this on eBay too, and here's the cool part about it, okay? See right here, pen pops out. Let me show you what this can do, okay? You can swivel the screen around. And this is for less than a Surface Pro. The Surface Pro costs a lot of money and you can't fix it. This on the other hand, I'm moving it with one hand because I'm holding a camera in another. Let me show you. You see this? It's pressure sensitive, people. It's pressure sensitive. It's pressure sensitive. Ain't that great? See? It's pressure sensitive, so you can draw furry art with this. I think that's all that needs to be said about this laptop, along with the X220 tablet. So, there you have it, people. Here's some cheap laptop options for when you need a laptop but you don't got money. Here's one for art, here's one for general use if you don't do art, and here's one for gaming. Ain't that great? I just saved you so much money. Anyhow, here's one last gamer tip for you furries. So let's just say you've got only so much money and you want to play the new Nintendo Switch. Well, there's two things you could do, and one of them saves you money. So the first one is you take $300 and boom, you get the Nintendo Switch, but you don't have a lot of money left over, and your car transmission goes and give me Patreon money, please. I need money. My car's transmission broke. You don't want to be that furry. So here's what you're gonna do instead, okay? You basically you get the money, okay, and then you either save up, the money, you put the money in savings, and then boom, you get the Nintendo Switch. Or here's plan B. If you don't want to do that, you wait for it. You wait for, say, the system to get older and whatnot. You wait for people to get tired of the hype and for them to be like, man, I don't want this anymore. And then next thing you know, boom, you can get it for less because it's at Cash America. See what I'm saying? You can eventually get game consoles cheaper at pawn shops. You can get the Xbox One cheaper now, or PS4, if you know exactly where to look. So see what I'm saying, gamers? See what I'm saying? You could save so much money if you learned basic money management and how to spend the money. You could save so much money in the long run. You wouldn't even believe it. And if you spend, if you get the system later on when it's not the new hype thing for everybody to blow $300 on when it's got no games, you'll not only have more games available for it, so you can spend the money on more games, but get this, you buy the Nintendo Switch later and you get more money to spend on furry porn commissions. Now ain't that great? Anyhow, gamers, that was episode 1 of money management for furries, or well, life management for furries, but I might make a part 2 of money management for furries if anybody can give me some suggestions on tips for furries to manage money with. Anyhow, I'll probably be making a few more life tips for furries videos too, so subscribe for more, people, and thanks for watching.